I'm going to give a presentation, pretty brief, on Lodestar, our ETH2 Typescript ecosystem that we're building. So very briefly about me, I'm working on Lodestar pretty much only at ChainSafe, on Twitter and GitHub. If you're a visual person, those are my avatars. So. Real quickly, this is what we're going to go over. So first, what is Lodestar? What are we building? And then kind of where we are, the project update, where we're wanting to go in 2020, and then if there's any time, probably not, questions. So what is Lodestar? Lodestar is our TypeScript and AssemblyScript ETH2 ecosystem. So we're writing code in TypeScript and AssemblyScript. It's all open source. We're building out an entire ETH2 client and kind of surrounding software utilities. Right now we're at 23 packages and counting. We basically just build whatever we need and package it up. We'll kind of get into where we're at with some of those a little bit later. The other interesting thing about this project is that it's very community-oriented in its development. So, like the way I like to think about this is we're trying to do this project in the same way that Ethereum is done. So everything is done out in the open. In fact, the top 3 contributors of Lodestar are all outside contributors, not actually employees of Lodestar or of ChainSafe. And so everything we're discussing things out in the open. We're active in the ETH2 community, and definitely if anyone's interested in participating, love to have you. So where we're at, I'm not going to really go into too much detail here, but we've been working on building out a beacon chain and validator. So these are the first 2 pieces of Ethereum 2 that are due to launch later this year. We've also been working really hard on pushing forward the status of light clients in ETH2. So we've gotten several grants to do this, and we've been organizing different community calls around this. We call this the Light Client Task Force. Where we're at with our client, we're passing 0.9.4 spec tests. If you're not super familiar with ETH2, probably doesn't mean much, but we're up to a pretty late version of the spec, and we're slowly incrementing from there. We are working with the libp2p team. So ETH2 uses libp2p. We've helped them build out the modules that we need, and we now are using their latest and greatest JavaScript libp2p, which has been almost completely rewritten in many respects. Then also worth mentioning, we have written several utilities for PLS, which is the crypto key pair that ETH2 is using, and we have a bunch of utilities for creating new keys from different entropy and storing keys to disk securely, and hopefully those can be used in ETH2 and other places. So where are we going to go in 2020? So we have 4 main priorities that we're looking at this year. 1, we need to finish what we started with the beacon chain. So we need to productionize it. 2, we need to polish the existing tooling that we have. So bring that up to kind of a more professional standard and really take a look at everything that we've built and get a better handle on it. 3, we're going to continue light client prototyping. And the discussions surrounding light clients. And then 4, we're going to be kind of showcasing some of the work we've done with some small web apps that might serve as useful utilities or educational things. We'll see where that goes. So a lot of people are really interested in when Lodestar is going to be ready for the testnet, or when ETH2 is going to launch. So kind of tell you where we're at or when we can join a testnet, we have 3 things that we really need to do before we think about joining a testnet. We need to get our networking situation in order. So there's a few things on our list, but we need to be able to communicate with the other clients. So we're not quite there yet. Second thing is we need a fast state transition. So ETH2 is targeting 12-second block times right now. Up until now, we have been taking it like over 12 seconds for just one small piece of the state transition. So no, there's no way that we can actually run at our current speed. So we're working on that. And then the third thing is there's a few minor spec updates that we haven't fully implemented, and we're going to be working through those as well. So about adding polish to our different packages. So we started kind of just detailing like all the packages that we have. They're kind of spread out, and it was really good to like put them all in one place. So what we're kind of doing is we're going to be going through our list and figuring out what has bad documentation, what is incomplete, what needs to be bumped up. Basically, we want to get everything on our list into a kind of a green status rather than a red, which is not good. Like client prototyping. So we did some experimentation last year with generating proofs, which is kind of one of the main, and consuming proofs, which is two of the main things surrounding main operations around light clients. We're going to keep on building around this, and we're going to keep hosting light client calls. And in-browser utilities. This is kind of a screenshot of something we built last year, simpleserialize.com. It kind of showcases the encoding scheme that ETH2 uses. And it's a very simple browser application. Probably not the most useful thing in the world, but it's useful just to like see, I don't know, get some kind of tangible grasp on what actually is happening. So we would like to do this with a few of the other components we've built, and we think that would be useful just to spread some knowledge. And that's all I got for you. So any questions? We'll save the questions for after, actually. So, but we're definitely taking any contributors. Join us at GitHub, ChainSafe, Lodestar. Awesome.